What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another 7 Nights Rebirth video. And today we have the update notes actually being dropped for the new characters, most importantly Trude and also Ryan, but also for the changes that are coming in terms of buffs, arena additions, and stuff like that. So we're actually going to look at Trude first. You can see that she is a universal character, and man, oh man, this character looks absolutely insane. So Trude has this basic attack. It's also going to heal her equal to 20% of her physical attack here. So she does have built-in lifesteal in her basic attack, which is a very scary thing to ever have in these types of gacha games, especially these like auto battler type games, because you can't really focus down a character that well. So she'll be sustaining herself very, very well. So next, her reckless charge, her 4 enemy attack. This will do a decent amount of damage. 125. When you upgrade it, it's going to be 150. Not as high as like Kyle or Tio or Yunny, obviously, but you're going to see it has an added effect where she will gain crowd control immunity for 3 turns. Absolutely insanely powerful for PvP, right? That is just absolutely crazy. Then we have her slash and bash. This is another attack ability. She will give herself a crit damage boost for 3 turns here. Then she does 58% 3 times, so that will equal 174% damage total. If you skill enhance it, it'll go to about 194 total, I believe, if my math is correct, which is also very good. And then you will get an increased crit damage boost from 28% to 37%. So this is where her dupes will come in. At T2, when you use this, you'll get a 3-turn barrier. That is extremely powerful because that just gives you a ton more time to lifesteal up if you did get hit pretty low. So it's a pretty strong T2 effect. Doesn't do anything for her damage, but it will make her tankier. And you're going to see, from what I think she'll be very, very good in those tanky teams just looking at her skill kit. So this barrier is very, very good. So some of you guys might be thinking, will she be able to farm because she has a 4 enemy attack and an all enemy attack? So I think honestly, just looking at it right now, maybe, but because her damage modifiers are pretty low, you might not be able to. She does have some healing for herself though with her basic attack, which is pretty good. But if you look at her passive, this might make you think that she'll be able to farm, or at least convince you. So her passive is absolutely broken. She first gets Pain Endurance, which is a new effect. Upon taking direct damage exceeding 10% of your max HP, 75% of that damage is taken over 5 turns. That is so ridiculous. 5 turns is crazy. I thought like if this was like 3 turns or even 2 turns, I'd be like, that's normal. Taking this over 5 turns is insane. It just means that you have like a constant bleed on you basically that's ticking, but you take way less damage, right? 75% of the damage is taken over 5 turns. That's nuts. So that is absolutely crazy. For farming, it'll be really good because you're not going to really take 5 turns with basic attacks, really. But also, this is really strong because your barrier will block a lot of that damage, and while you're taking that damage, you'll also be healing a lot with your basic attack. So that is absolutely insane by itself. Then you see that she gets 50% block rate. 50%, not even like 25%, like 27%, those random numbers they do. 50%. That is crazy. She's gonna get 100% block as a DPS very easily. That's just 50% damage reduction. So that's crazy, crazy strong. And then she also revives. Yep. So if you kill her, she revives. 80% HP as well. 80%. Not even like 50%. This is better than a 5-star revive ring. Think about that. So I think she's gonna be absolutely insane. And this will make it so that even if you farm pretty slow, she's probably going to be a very safe farmer, and I'm going to test her out, right? Because always got to test her out for the boys. If you actually skill enhance this, the block rate goes up to 60%, yep, and the revive goes up to 100%, so it's a 6-star ring, 6-star immortality ring. So there you go, absolutely crazy passive. And at T6, this is the scary part, she gets 100% crit rate, always, everything. So if you're going to invest into her, you probably want to get her to T6, T2 at the very least for that barrier so she can be tanky. But if you want her to do a lot of damage, well, you're going to need her T6 because that 100% crit rate boost is absolutely insane. And I think what most people will do is probably run her on blocked set And then what you can actually do is run 1 block rate armor, so you get to 70%, and then the 4 set will carry you to 100. Or you can run 0 block rate main stat armors and just run full damage on her and just have your sub stats carry you to 100%. I think that's what most people will do, probably what I'll do. You don't want Assassin if you get her to T6 because you get 100% crit, but what I think is what people will do is once you get her to T6, then you switch her to the block set gear. So we'll have to see, still have to test her out. Obviously this is just like first impressions, so she might be bad, but I don't think this character is gonna be bad. I think she's gonna be absolutely crazy. So next up we have Ryan. Ryan is that Castle Rush character. He's gonna be absolutely crazy as well. You're gonna see that he gives everyone cooldown reduction, or I guess one ally with the highest attack and himself cooldown reduction every time he basic attacks, similar to Velika. He also has that blind, of course. He also has a taunt on his 3 target ability, so he's doing damage while also taunting enemies. Also, if you skill enhance, you get physical damage immunity, and he also blinds the target, so you take less damage, and he's going to also ignore defense, right? He also will do even more damage with weakness hit, and can have ignore defense at T6. So this character is going to be absolutely crazy for Castle Rush too, and maybe good for PvP, we'll have to see, but he's mostly for Castle Rush because he has that all ally triple target attack damage boost, burn immunity for those Rachel and those Jave castle days, which is very powerful. So yeah, just a really good Castle Rush character. For PvP, I don't really know if he'll be that good because even though his kit looks good, there's just better characters right now than him in terms of damage. But he'll probably still be fine for Guild Wars because 3 enemies, right? But I think in terms of his main usage, it's going to be Castle Rush because he doesn't really have any survivability, so he's going to die very quick in PvP. But in Castle Rush, that doesn't really matter too much because you have that physical damage immunity, and also you can taunt, right? And blind. So absolutely amazing for Castle Rush. I think, or I know, Trude is going to be from the banner. So there's 1 banner running for Trude, and then Ryan you'll be able to get from the Advanced Arena Shop, the new game mode that's coming out. So that is Trude and Ryan. Now we have the balance adjustments for both the heroes and also the pet. So the first change is Clawhan. So basically what's being changed is that his T6 is going to be changed to just make him do more damage. So in terms of damage, he's going to do even more. I don't think his damage was the problem, so it's a pretty weird change, but that is what it is. His Gale Blast is also just going to do upright more damage as well. And instead of this damage reduction that he applies, he's going to pierce with it. So now he has 2 piercing abilities, which seems pretty good against those damage immunity targets like, you know, Vanessa and stuff like that, I guess. But yeah, pretty weird change. You're also going to see at T6, this will also do more damage as well. Now in terms of its passive, kind of getting reworked. He still gets that physical attack boost, but now, instead of that T2 giving him that all damage immunity, what will end up happening is it will give physical damage boost. So he's getting way more damage, right? It's kind of like that Yunny T6, except it's on Clawhan's T2. And then that all damage immunity is baseline, so you get it at T0. So he's going to be an amazing farmer at T0 now, honestly. He already was a decent farmer, but he did need some dupes. But at T0, he might be absolutely insane, and I'll have to test him out as a farmer as well. I do have him at T0. I'm not going to really push any further than that. But at T2, this is where he actually becomes crazy strong because he gets this physical damage boost. In terms of PvP, I think they were trying to go for, you know, countering those damage immunity characters. Characters that have this are going to be like Vanessa and also Yushin. But I'm not too sure if it's good enough because, yeah, we'll have to see. Because he is still squishy outside of this damage immunity, which is still very good, so we'll have to test him out in PvP. But for sure, they made him stronger at what he does, which is farming. So I'm not too sure if that's what they wanted to go for, to like make him more usable in other content. The biggest problem with Clawhan wasn't that he's bad at farming. He's like one of the best farmers when you fully invest into him, if not like top 2 farmers. The thing is, like, you build him for farming and you can't use him anywhere else. That's why no one wanted to build him anymore. So we'll have to see if this helps him be used in other content. Next we have Aurelie being changed. So she's getting healing on her skill 1, her basic attack, sorry. This is going to be similar to Alice, where if you skill enhance it, you get this heal over time, continuous healing. She also is going to do damage equal to 60% of max attack plus her HP now, instead of just her attack. So she was pretty weird because, one, she makes her formations weird. You have to put characters that are damage dealers in the front line, and then she's in the back. So now it's still kind of weird because she's in the back line, but now you want more HP, which doesn't scale with the formations, but I guess you can make her tankier. But having her on the damage build wasn't the worst thing ever. Kind of was, because her damage was pretty crappy, but okay. So that, I'm not really too sure how it's going to change stuff, honestly, because not a lot of people use her. It's mostly for Total War and like the very high end of Guild Wars. But I will say, before these buffs, she just seemed okay. Nothing crazy strong, not bad either. Light Streams, the cooldown's going down, that is pretty interesting. She's also going to do damage equal to a percentage of her max HP now as well. The barrier will scale with her max HP instead of just her attack, which is going to be very, very good. And then also the skill enhancement will just make it so that the shield is also going to be bigger now. So that is also very good. Before, it didn't make it bigger. It was just the damage. So good effect to add in, because it didn't really make sense because she didn't really want to do damage, but that is how it is. The barrier she gets at the start of battle is going to be equal to her max HP again. Yeah, I think that's all the changes. Skill enhancement, scales with max HP. Yeah. Oh, T6. So this applies to herself and magic allies now. I think it applied only to the allies, but before there was like an all damage nullification effect until you activate a skill. Now it's gonna hit herself too, so that's a pretty big change. It'll make her a lot tankier with these like HP changes. So overall, good buff. I think it's actually a decent buff because it doesn't really make her like super OP, but it makes her strong now, so that's pretty good. Now we have the pet changes. These are pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie. First one is Windy. So before, Windy is still better than the, you know, Aaron and Yunji pet for physical and magic damage, but very slightly better. So it didn't really make sense to invest into a new pet and take it all the way to 6-star and potential it and stuff like that. Now it's going to be a lot better because the boss damage increase is the same, but you're also getting 12% attack boost. So just will be a straight increase to the damage from it. It'll be very strong for bosses. So if you have Windy, it's going to be amazing for PvE now, like absolutely cracked. So that is a very, very good change for PvE. Ritual, they're just buffing the numbers. Weakness hit chance goes up by 4%. Damage boost is going from 8% to 10%, but that'll only apply on weakness hits. So yeah, you'll have to weakness hit 100% of the time now. But if you do, you do more damage. Not the biggest buff. I still think she's probably one of the worst pets, but pretty cool. And then Delo. So the crit rate pet is getting a pretty massive buff. Crit rate boost is still the same, but you're getting crit damage. So that is a very, very good change. It'll make it so that it also kind of works like Windy, where it's giving you extra damage, right? The ritual one barely gives you any, so I think they kind of missed the mark on this one, but who knows? Maybe it'll end up being very strong. So now we have the content, aside from the characters. A lot of new stuff happening. Basically, Elysia is now added to the wish list, and I believe will be available from the 7K chests. Yep, they are, or I guess Kyriel and Elysia are now available from 7K chests. Adventure Area 21, so for both Normal and Nightmare are being added. We have these new skins, you can check them out. We have Jave, we have Spike. I think these are the Guild Wars skins, right? You also have Clawhan Taekwondo. This looks pretty nuts, I'm not gonna lie. Amelia, this is the one I'm very excited for because I'm not really a fan of the Amelia base skin. Kagura skin, this one also looks amazing. I might have to buy that too. Miho, this also looks amazing. I might have to buy that too. Oh my god, my rubies are going away with Trude, a really OP character, what I think will be OP with her banner running. So a lot of good things to spend rubies on now. Next up is Advanced Arena. Not going to talk about it too much, but basically it's going to be just the same as regular arena, but you get 10, I guess you get the same as regular arena as well, 10 tokens, but you can only buy up to 5 of those arena tickets a day. So a lot of whales out there just spam arena just to climb. You can't really do that here. You can only buy up to 5, and there's like going to be 2-week seasons, and I believe it's only 1 team. It's not like Total War where you need 5, and there's just a lot more rewards to get. Basically, just think about it as another arena. That's a very good way to think about it. That will be just more open to more players, because I think it's going to be cross server. So you can see the schedule here. I'm not going to really talk about it too much because you're just going to play anyways, right? So yeah, that is what it is. And in the exchange shop, new items are added for this advanced arena. Pet wish summons, you get those pet, bonding and potential currencies, legendary accessory boxes, which is going to be pretty cool, and Ryan. So Ryan will not have his banner, like I said. It's going to be available from the new arena shop for advanced arena. Next, we have the equipment management system per content. So the available content is Guild Wars, Attack and Defense, Total War, and there's also the basic equipment. So you'll be able to have these presets. So this will be allowing you to have basically 4 equipment loadouts for all your characters. You will have to manually set it up for all of them so that you can make sure you have all the good loadouts, but it's going to be very good to have because yeah, now you can actually separate your PvE gear from your Guild Wars gear, and then your Total War gear as well. So you don't have to switch between Castle Rush and Guild Wars. No arena though, which is pretty sad. I really hope they do add arena or make arena defense and Guild Wars defense the same. That'll make more sense because you still have to switch gear still if you want to keep your arena units on their gear. So that is what it is. Guild War practice battle. So now you can practice against with your own defense team and your guild members' defense team. So you can actually fight your own defense team. I thought it was just your guild members, but now you can see that you can fight through your own. And basically you just go through the Guild Wars menu and you could actually practice battle like that, which is very, very cool. Next up, we have a lot of the equipment stuff coming, reconfiguration. You'll be able to get these essences, which you probably saw earlier from the shop, and be able to reconfigure your equipment. The Chaos Essence will be used to re-roll your equipment substats, and also just basically lock up to 1 substat when performing the reroll. So it's only 1, which is pretty annoying, but I guess it's okay. I'm not really too sure. Locking up to only 1 seems pretty troll. It feels like it's pretty useless, but I guess it's something. Maybe they'll add more. And then the other one is the equipment reset. So basically, all the enhancement levels will reset, and you'll be able to get it to +0 from +15. So that is what it's going to be. All of this currency is available from the arena shop, and also it is going to drop from raids tier 11 or higher. So you will be able to get a decent source of them. So maybe that's why they limited their reroll a bit. So that's what's happening. Next thing they're doing is making it so that you can craft green and gray rings. So if you are farming Nightmare 1-1, it's okay. You will be able to level up those 4-star rings into 6 stars for even the gray and green ones now, which is very cool. That is being changed. The app icon is changing, okay. Chat system improvements, you can actually go into channels now and I think just chat for free without having to pay rubies after 3. Team formations for Infinite Tower, thank God. That was super annoying when you lose. You have to go back to the tower and re-enter. Auto predict for Mercury Labs, so you just choose a character and it'll keep re-rolling it until you find that character. More presets, pretty cool. You can skip refine animations, nice. You can filter heroes and pets, awesome. A lot of other QLL changes coming. Yeah, you can see general shop, you can purchase stuff, but I think that's pretty much it for the big changes, right? Tower of Trials starts, Advent Expeditions being changed, you get extra rewards. The 6-star box you get now is going to be a selection box if you place in top 10, which only really matters for a handful of people. Another good thing is for Total War, the accessory boxes for 4-star and 5-star are cheaper. I don't think you'll buy them still because you still want to save for the 6-star rings because the 6-star rings are so strong, but it is an option, I guess, but I think it's kind of a bait still. So yeah, that is pretty much it though for the changes. There's a lot of new packs coming out and stuff like that, and passes if you're interested, but that is pretty much the entirety of the patch. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Mostly excited for obviously the characters. Trude looks absolutely crazy. Might have to do a summon session and try to go for T6 because she looks absolutely broken. So yeah, thank you for watching guys, and I'll see you guys next video.